Mrs. Heckendorf here, coming to you from the Casa de Heckendorf, and today we're going to do a 1-point perspective challenge. You may remember in 4th grade earlier in the year we used 1-point perspective to kind of make our shape explosion. Today we're going to be making an aquarium, like a tunnel you can walk through, kind of like they have at the Mall of America, with the animals on the other side of the glass as you walk through the tunnel. So we're going to have to start out in the middle of our paper. We need to make a small dot, not huge. And you might remember, this is called the vanishing point. This is 1-point perspective because there's only one vanishing point. And now we need to put in some orthogonal lines, which is a fancy art way of saying lines that go to the vanishing point. Now, it turns out in Mrs. Heckendorf's house, she does not have a ruler, so I took a cardboard box and I cut it so that there was a straight edge. My son would not be surviving quarantine without these little bite muffins. I'm going to turn it over so it's not so distracting, though, with the pictures. I'm going to decide where the edge of my floor is here, and I'm drawing a line from the vanishing point down to the edge of my paper. I'm going to decide where the edge of the floor is on the other side, and I'm drawing the other orthogonal line on the other side. Now, I want to make this a fancy tile floor. So I'm going to go 2 finger spaces away here on the bottom, lined up to the vanishing point, line. 2 finger spaces away to the vanishing point, line. 2 finger spaces away, line. And I think you're starting to see the pattern here. I want to keep those as consistent as I possibly can without having an actual ruler to measure the same distance every time. Pretty close. And so now, as things are closer to you, hold on, I have a kid coming in to ask me a question. All right, sorry about that, I'm back. Now, in 1-point perspective, as things get closer to the vanishing point, they're smaller. These are going to be horizontal lines, and back here they're going to be pretty close together. And then as they get further towards the front of the picture, they're going to get further apart. And I'm talking about the distance this way. Whoop. Whoop. It slipped a little there, as might happen to you. So now you can see I've got a very fancy tile floor. Now I'm going to add 2 orthogonal lines for the ceiling, if you will. So I'm going to the vanishing point, and I'm going to decide where the ceiling is going to be on my tunnel. It's going to go from the vanishing point here, and the vanishing point over here. Now, this is going to be a curved tunnel top. So back here, I'm going to add a rainbow shape there, a rainbow shape here. These are kind of the different panes of glass in the tunnel. All I have to do now is line up where each of those rainbows meet and draw a vertical line straight down. And I'm going to pretend there's one I can't see kind of right out here. So on the other side, and straight down that I can't see. I'm going to be adding some images in another activity post of undersea animals for you. Oops, I forgot one of these. But you can also go out and look for some on your own. So the animals, you have to imagine, you're walking here, the animals are swimming past and above, and then these are panes of glass. So if I had an octopus here and he was like stretching a tentacle over the top pane of glass and then also down the side, like he's crawling up the glass. And you can go more cartoon with this, you can go more realistic, that's up to you. So I am going to go into time lapse a little bit sped up while I'm adding my animals and creatures so you can see what that might look like. Again, you can use the images that I put out on Seesaw, or you can look for your own in a book or on the internet. So, fourth graders, you're going to notice that things that are closer to you in the hallway are drawn larger, and as they get closer to the vanishing point, they change in size to get smaller. They're further away. So, we're further enhancing the illusion by changing the size of the items. I purposely chose the aquarium because we just finished our scratch art sea animals not that long ago, so hopefully with the 1-point perspective review, and you already have some skills drawing sea animals, you'll be able to complete a successful aquarium drawing. I'm also going to go into time lapse now. When you color these, obviously you're going to have to use whatever tools you have at home. I'm going to use mostly crayon and then just use some blue watercolor in the background when I actually get to the actual water of the aquarium. And you may have noticed that I purposely made the blue watercolor a little bit darker here. As you head further back into the tunnel, it's going to get a little bit darker. I'm actually going to take my gray crayon here and just really lightly shade on the floor. Not trying to turn the floor gray, but just enhance that illusion that you're headed off into a more dark part of the tunnel. So I would love to see your creations on the second slide of the student template and after you answer the first questions. Happy creating. I'll talk to you next time.